Your mind races with about 400 thoughts per hour. You think of 6,000 different things per day. That's mental chaos. Does being an intellect truly live up to all the hype? Why do some sages and gurus choose to turn off their mind and brag about choosing to leave the mind empty, even in situations when people are around? Is the intellect overrated? Does experiential learning triumph overall? And where does that data store if you're not using your mind and brain? These are all questions I'm gonna answer. Stay till the end of the video. So look, your chaotic thoughts are blocking your connection to higher consciousness. There are some ways you can transform that storm of mind into supreme clarity. Most of the best ways are ancient breathing techniques that quantum physics and other fields have now proven to change your brain. The ancient masters understood something that modern neuroscience is only beginning to grasp. Your breath directly influences your consciousness. In the temples of Kemet, initiates used to learn specific breathing patterns that activated what they called Sekhem, the life force energy that opens doorways to higher realms of awareness. Think about this. Your autonomic nervous system, the part that controls your stress response, can be regulated through conscious breathing. The HeartMath Institute's research shows that specific breathing rhythms create coherence between your heart and brain, leading to states of heightened awareness and spiritual receptivity. When you breathe rapidly and shallow, you activate your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. This creates mental chaos, blocking access to higher states of consciousness. But by slowing your breath to about 5 or 6 cycles per minute, you shift into parasympathetic dominance, the rest and digest state, where spiritual insights naturally arise. The Taoists understood this science thousands of years ago. They developed practices like embryonic breathing to cultivate what they called prenatal qi, the most refined form of life force energy. Research at the University of California has shown that controlled breathing practices increase the production of theta brainwaves, the same patterns seen in advanced meditators and mystic states. The vagus nerve, which runs from your brain through your heart to your gut, can be stimulated through specific breathing patterns. This nerve acts as a bridge between your physical body and your subtle energy systems. When you activate it through conscious breathing, you open channels for spiritual energy to flow. The Kriya Yogis have a practice called Maha Mudra that combines breath retention with physical postures to direct this energy flow. Each held breath becomes a moment where you can sculpt your consciousness, redirecting vital force to awaken dormant spiritual capacities. Your pineal gland, what René Descartes called the seat of the soul, responds powerfully to these breathing practices. When you breathe in specific rhythms, this tiny gland produces compounds that alter consciousness. Scientists have found that this gland can synthesize DMT, the same molecule found in sacred plant medicines all over the world that induce mystical experiences. This is why we mystics call it the third eye, the doorway to the soul. Comment below if you just learned that breathing techniques practiced diligently will trigger your pineal gland to produce natural DMT. But here's what modern science hasn't caught up to yet. These breathing techniques don't only affect your physical body, they create ripples through your subtle energy field. The ancient Vedic seers mapped out 72,000 energy channels called nadis. 3 main channels run along your spine: Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Through conscious breathing, you can direct life force through these channels, awakening higher perception. In Kriya Yoga, they practice what's called spinal breathing. As you inhale, energy rises up your spine. As you exhale, it flows back down. This creates a circuit of spiritual currents that purifies your consciousness. Each breath cycle washes away mental static, bringing you closer to pure awareness. The pause after exhaling holds a special power. Many yogic breathing techniques emphasize this pause. It allows for greater CO2 exchange in your lungs, yes, but it also creates a moment of mystical stillness. That's where you touch the void, the space between breaths, the source of all creation. Slow breathing at about 5 to 6 breaths per minute optimizes heart rate variability. This isn't only good for your physical health, it indicates improved autonomic function. Your entire system comes into harmony. When body, breath, and mind align, spiritual doorways open naturally. Now, I'll guide you through an ancient technique for accessing divine clarity. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Feel your spine lengthening toward the sky. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. This 4-4-8 pattern comes from pranayama traditions that are thousands of years old. As you continue this rhythm, bring your attention to the point between your eyebrows, your third eye center. With each inhale, visualize pure white light entering this point. With each exhale, feel this light spreading through your brain, dissolving mental chaos. Maintain this practice for 5 to 10 minutes daily. Then work your way up to 20 minutes, then 1 hour. You'll notice your mind becoming clearer, your intuition sharper, and your connection to higher wisdom stronger. If you practice this breathing technique with me and felt that wave of clarity, give us a like and subscribe. We'll help you maintain consistent practice while you help us grow too. Now let me tell you about why these practices were kept secret for millennia. So, these practices were kept secret for millennia because of their power. Use them with reverence and consistency. Your consciousness will expand naturally, opening to realms beyond ordinary perception. The mental storm will calm, showing the clarity that lies beneath all thought. The path to mastering these techniques flows like a river, sometimes swift, sometimes gentle. Your progress will mirror nature's rhythms. Some days, your mind will settle easily into stillness. On other days, thoughts might swirl like autumn leaves in the wind. Notice how a tree grows, not in constant measured increments, but in cycles of expansion and integration. Your consciousness develops the same way. Each breath practice plants a seed of awareness. Some seeds sprout quickly, others need time to germinate in the soil of your being. The ancient masters spent years perfecting these practices in caves and temples. They understood that spiritual evolution cannot be rushed. When you feel resistance or frustration, breathe into it. That resistance itself becomes your teacher, showing you where the tension lives in your system. Think of a musician learning a complex piece. At first, the notes might feel awkward and disconnected, but with patient practice, they flow together into harmony. Your breathwork follows the same principle. Each session builds upon the last, creating subtle shifts in your energy field. The Sufis speak of polishing the mirror of the heart. Each conscious breath helps clear away the dust of mental turbulence, revealing your natural clarity. This clearing happens gradually, like the dawn brightening the sky. You might not notice the change from moment to moment, but over time, the light grows stronger. When you sit in meditation, approach it with the gentleness you'd show a small child learning to walk. Celebrate small victories. Notice tiny improvements. Each moment of clarity, however brief, strengthens your connection to higher consciousness.